Hi, this is Tina from Cafe Crop. Thank you for joining us as we do another card making demo. Today's card is a nice fun autumn card, and we're going to use a technique that's almost like creating your own puzzle. Let's go ahead and get started. We are going to start with our regular A2 card base, so half of an 8.5 by 11 folded in half, and a piece of craft paper that's cut just smaller, so it's going to be 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to go ahead and put our card base aside because we don't need that right yet. And we're going to work on creating our puzzle top. And today we're going to be using these Sizzix dies that are all different leaf shapes. So there's 4 different leaves and 3, a large, a medium, and a small. And today we are using the medium leaves. So now you'll notice that I already have my leaves kind of attached here to this piece of paper, and what I did is I took a tape runner, just ran a little strip along here, and then I attached my leaves in the order that I wanted them. And because I cut this the exact size, I could know exactly where my leaves were going to fall, and when I line this up and run it through, then my leaves are going to cut exactly where I want them on the page. Now, one little trick though is when you're putting the adhesive on here, if you put your paper down right on top of it to cut, it's going to stick to your adhesive. So all you need to do is you take a little baby powder. So this is just baby powder that I put in another container because the little bottles with holes in the top don't do very well to get it back in. You dip your brush in, you just brush it right over the adhesive, then brush it off back into your container, and now your adhesive will not be sticky and your paper will not stick when you run it through your die cut machine. So I ran mine through my Big Shot, and when I did that, put this right on top like this, run it right through, of course with the right sandwich, and my result is a piece like this. So I already have my leaves cut out exactly the way I want them. Now, one thing to note is it didn't come out already inked. I did ink that ahead of time. And while we're talking about inking, I'm going ahead and going to ink my Autumn Greetings, and that came out of an Inky Antics set that has the Autumn Greetings and some other fun fall stamps within that. So that's where that one came from. And what I'm using is Gathered Twigs. So as I said, I already inked around the edge of this piece, and I'm just going to go ahead and just tone down this white with some Gathered Twigs Distress. And I didn't use a piece of scrap paper underneath this time because I'm really just going to do this quickly and kind of cover it off and give myself a little bit of color on there. So we'll go back to our card base now that we have this done, and get this back out. Before we attach it on our card base, because we want to put some twine on here, if I do not put the twine on first, I'm going to have a really hard time with that. So I've got 2 pieces of twine. I did cut 2 feet. 1.5 feet or 18 inches is really about what you need, but it does not give you any additional room to work with when it comes to tying your bow. So I'm using a solid marigold and a solid cappuccino color twine. I'm just going to tie a bow here, and then I can get that to size the way I want it, as well as I think I'm going to move it down a little bit so it's on the other side of my card. And I'm going to end up doing my card this way with the fold on the long edge, but that being the top rather than the bottom, or the side, I mean. And we're just going to snip off the ends of this right now, get those pieces out of the way. And now I'm ready to attach my front to my card. You could also go ahead and ink the base of your card if you want to as well. So we just need a little bit of adhesive at our 4 corners, and I'm going to put a little bit right at the middle so it doesn't pop up because of our additional spacer, so to speak, with the twine. So that's just going to go right there. And that part is done, and that was quick and easy. What I'm going to do next then is add my autumn greeting. I think I'm going to slide this up just a hair. Now, you could, if you wanted to use pop dots, go ahead and put pop dots on the back of this. I just put some adhesive on the back. Popped it right on top there. It has a little bump in it, but it gives it a little texture without being a pop dotted, because I'm usually pretty pop dot happy. And now what I did already ahead of time, because it would take a lot of time, is I cut leaves out of different papers. I used an orange, a yellow, one that had brown and some different spots on it, and a green, all a little bit of a distressed look. So I cut those out of all 4 different leaf styles. And what I'm going to do now is just really easily, I've already pre-picked 4 of them so that it would be easy. I'm going to put a little bit of glue, and this is just the Scotch quick dryer, I think it's now called tacky glue, that I have in my fine line bottle. And all I need to do is press those in to place, just like puzzle pieces. And again, you don't want to use too much glue and have it squishing out, but you want to use enough that your leaf is going to stick. So we'll pop in the last one right there, and you have your card all done. Very nice and easy. Now, one thing that you could do, which I did on the first card, and hopefully you can see this, but I did run the leaves through the embossing folder that had a small design. When you do that, it kind of shrinks your leaf a little bit, so you could see a little bit of white around the edges. I kind of pressed it out to try and not do that, but if you just put the leaf directly down and don't emboss it, then you just have your puzzle piece type fitting inlay. It's kind of like an inlaid floor where you put designs in a wood floor, but you can do that with paper and create a fun greeting card design. And you can use this with any kind of dies that you have, especially small ones that'll fit on the front. Create a design with them and you have your fun card. So enjoy, give this a try with your dies at home, and let us know how it goes. Check back with us on Facebook at Cafe Crop, or on our YouTube channel, Cafe Crop, or on our website, cafecrop.com, and let us know how you like these videos, or just click on subscribe on the YouTube channel and you'll get to see all the upcoming ones as we go forward and keep creating some fun ideas and cards for you to make at home. Thanks for joining us today.